started coloring this a couple days ago. I didn't get very far. I don't know if it's something I'm going to use. I might just leave it black and white. Who knows? I'm not a good colorist, so I'm kind of just messing around with it on the fly. Yeah, what comic book, what digital comic book can I look at here? Wonder what's new. I don't know anything new. I haven't been on I haven't been on Comixology in a while or whatever it's called now. Who knows? Let's see. I need my reference picture. So I somewhat get these colors right. Oops. Oh man. I screwed up. There it is. I lost my reference picture. All right. I need to do more on the. I haven't even started really on the villain guy. I'm not sure what his color palette's going to be yet. I need to find a yellow. I need to make like the around his eye a lot darker, like a darker green. I don't know. Oh, I know what comic book I wanted to look at here. I don't think I have my Stream Deck set up right. I can never remember how they have this stuff listed. If it's let me color this in here. I never know if it's Spider Man or Amazing Spider Man. There's spectacular Spider. That wouldn't be 1968. Let me look here. Try Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, my cat's going nuts. Would it be The Amazing Spider-Man? I never know. Let's try that. They really need to. Yeah, okay. They've got The Amazing Spider-Man, 1963 to 1998. I need to find a character that resembles the new villain. I won't find it in a Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to something here. I definitely won't find it in a Spider-Man comic book. Maybe the Carrion. Speaking of Carrion, right there. Wow. I haven't figured out a color palette for my new villain yet. I kind of have an idea. There's some Eric Larson ones, but I was wanting to go way back. Way back. Dave Cockrum drew 264. I used to have that. I don't think so. I thought that was Ron Friends. He might have done the cover. I was thinking about this issue the other day. I've actually got this issue, and I couldn't remember what year this came out. I actually have a physical copy of this issue. Just kind of wanted to look at it. I was rummaging through my comics the other day. I do not know. Okay, I've got to make this guy's. So I want it dark. Where's my reference picture here? So I don't know how much of this is going to. I don't have layers. That's the problem. I'm working with a flat image. All right, now I need to make this darker. Underneath his eyes are darker. It's going to take me forever to color this thing, but I don't care. I may even go darker than his arm. Yeah, I think I will. It's about the. I might go a little darker than his arm. Let's try that. Then his quote unquote eyebrow on his helmet is going to be lighter. And I don't really have anything to work with here. I wonder if it'll let me fill that, let me activate that right here. Just very tiny little space. Oh, that's going to be, I'm going to have to do that in like 3 parts. Well, that sucks. I'm just going to, I'm going to have to fill that in, actually draw that in. I wonder. Would it do activate a little pixel? That's as far as I can zoom in on this. Nope. It'll let me zoom in more. Yeah, this is not going to work. I'll just go back later and fill that in. Now, not all of that is going to be dark, is it? Maybe I should. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, why not? Oh, man. Let me see if I can turn up the sensitivity of it. There we go. That's a little better. The least I got to do by hand is going to be better. Still probably going to. Oh, man. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. This would be a lot easier if I had this in layers. But unfortunately, I don't. Eh. Later on, when I do the shading, I'll have to go back and fill all that in. I'm not in a big hurry anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let's pick the lighter color. Let's make it match the lighter color. Why didn't it do the whole thing? There we go. I guess it depends on where I click. So will this be? Let me look at something here. So that's going to be lighter. I hope that's going to look halfway decent. I'm trying to match the colors the best I can here. I think her hair turned out halfway decent, even though I still have to shade it. And there is going to be a moon. There's like a moon in the background. So I'm going to have moonlight. I'm going to figure out how to do that. I'm not sure what color to make the guy's face. I know I want these little splotchy things green, like some kind of mossy, I think, like a slimy green right here on his face. Let me see how that'll look. I'd have to pick a color as well. I'm going to turn this the sensitivity of the close gap down here. Let's deselect that. Okay, it's not going to make a difference. Let's see what kind of color I can. I need like a slimy green. I mean, this guy's going to be all green. Eradicator's all green, so I want to make it a different, like maybe a really dark. Let me try this. Make sure I click on the right layer here. Oops. Where's the fill tool? There it is. Then I'll have to have the actual color of his face. I was thinking about making it like a brownish wood, like a wood type color. I'm not sure. The the really dark green might be all right. Who knows? I guess I should have figured out his. I guess I should have figured out his color palette before I drew him. I drew up a kind of a rough reference of the character, but I didn't add any color to him. Said, I'll figure that out on the fly. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Yeah, he's got some like slimy green stuff dripping down his head here. Yeah, I was hoping that would activate or it would select all the way up there, but there's line art. There's line art crossing right there. It's hard to. There's a lot of hatching and stuff like that that I'm gonna have to. I'll have to go through like with by hand and do some of that. That's gonna suck. I still don't know what color his face is gonna look like. I haven't figured out. He's got blacks on his cloak, on his shoulders here. So I have to figure out a color for the interior, kind of the interior of his cloak, because he's supposed to have like a cloak on, somewhat. So I'll have to figure out a good color to fill in all that space. I'm gonna have to figure out how to shade it all with moonlight a little bit. That's a little bit down the road. I'll have to experiment with that because I have no idea what I'm doing. It's probably an easier way to do this, but I don't know how. Oh, that got some of his. That got. Let's undo that. That got outside of the. So I may not have a choice. That'd be all right. I don't even know if I'm gonna stick with that color. I'm not sure. And I like his face. Let me see how much of his face will select here. Quite a bit. Oh, it got his eyes. I'm not even sure what color to make his eyes. Her eyes are red. His is through his helmet are yellow. Not really sure what color to make his eyes. Let's worry about that later. Let's click on a different. Oh my God. If I click right here, it's still going to get his eyes. one eye. Oh man, I don't know. Guess I can mess around with some colors here. Eh, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to erase that. Then I just have to go in. Oh, that's too big. Go in and carefully erase the eye. I need that smaller. See, if this was in layers, I could do this a lot easier. See, I don't know if that's going to be the color for his face or not. What colors could it, what color could his eye be? Now that eye isn't closed in. So when I go to select it, it's going to select everything. Great. Well, that sucks. I might have to use the lasso tool on that one. Maybe. Let me try something here. Yeah, it's not going to make a difference. Okay, that did a smaller section. When I close the gap, set the width of gap to treat as closed. Okay. Still, let's see what the other, yeah, let's deselect that here. Let's see what the other eye does. Yeah, that's not too bad. Now I can play around with what color I want his eye to be. I haven't even thought about it really. He could have like glowing green eyes, like a light. Let me just play around with something here. Then I'd have to erase. I'd have to erase the bottom of that. Boy, real professional here. It's the only way I know how to do it. Oh man. I didn't mean to get up in that. I don't know what color that's going to be anyway, so I'm just kind of messing around with it. I should have made that a different layer. If I were smart, I would have made the eyes a different layer, and then I could just, then I wouldn't have to worry about erasing anything I've done. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just put eye. I'll make a layer for this next eye. So when I go to select, let's see, it won't make a difference on the selecting, but then it'll be easier to erase. So let's click on eye here. Yeah, that way now when I go to erase, I don't have to worry about erasing anything else. I don't even know if that's going to be the actual color of his eye or not. I was watching Rob Norton draw his comic book. I was like, man, I'm going to work on my cover. I'm going to work on my cover a little bit. Should I make him? Should I make it darker? Let me look at something. Should I make the brown? Should I make it a darker brown? I don't know if what I just selected is a darker brown. Let me just mess around with some. Let me mess around with some colors here. Oh, well, that's a. Whoops! I didn't click on the right layer. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh hell, I don't know. It's like a really dark brick red. That might not be too bad. Let's let's highlight some more. Maybe once I get some more filled in. I can start telling what I like or not. I don't know whether to make his hand darker gray as well. Hell, I don't know. Let's fill in more. What if I click here? Oh, that doesn't hardly activate anything. Uh, Oh, I don't want to. See, I should have made the. Ah. There we go. I'll redo the eye as a separate layer. The other eye. I'll just fill this in. Oh, it didn't get it. Cool. Good deal. See, I don't know if I want that color on the eye or not. I can make his eyes red. Let's try a red. Let's see. Just experimenting here. Might be pretty cool. Hell, I don't know. Yeah, let me try something here. All right, I didn't get much of that. Cool. Okay, so I can just erase. It didn't do the majority of his head there, or the side of his face. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. That might be it. And I still have that touch of green right there. I'm gonna have to make this. That is too big. Oh, that's too big. I'll do that later. go ahead and erase this green here. I can make that a little bigger. Where's my eyedropper? I might want to put it back on the marker. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. That's not good. I hope I don't have to go back in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make all of this. Just leave it like it is. Don't ruin it. Oh, I'm not gonna ruin it. I just won't use it. How much of that can I? It's gonna be weird coloring the top of this because there's so many lines. Oh boy. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I don't know what color to make his eyes. Let's just experiment. Let's go a dark red. For now, that'll have to do. That'll have to do for now. Let's fill in some more crap. And I'm gonna on the background. I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna have to fill in all this white here on the line. On the. It's gonna get. I need a lighter background because it's nighttime and they're in a swamp. So I've got to figure out the background of what I'm jumping all around here. Oops. Put it on the wrong layer. I misclicked. There we go. Now I can use the color I used up here, which I might lighten that just a little bit to fill in the background, like the night. Because the trees are black in the background. Some of the trees. This one's going to be, there's going to be some light on this one. This one's going to be brown, of course, and this one's going to be brown. But some of these trees are like blackened. Ooh, why why did it select all of that? That's not closed. Let me see something here. There we go. For some reason, it selected like all of that. I closed the gap on the line art though, so the sensitivity. Yeah, I'm not sure about color. The villain's coloring yet. I'm just playing around with it. Let me try something else here. Let me try a lighter green. Yeah, that might end up looking better. I could keep like some of the dark green splotches. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna need to know what is like what's gonna be. So all of this. Oh boy. All of that in there with the hatching is gonna have to be his cloak. Which I'm not sure I mean, I don't want to color it black. It's got to stand out of the tree. Then his neck might be a different. I don't know. I'm going to end up changing all this. Let me go back to the colors I know. I also have to figure out these vines that are attacking them. I'm gonna have to figure out their color as well. I mean, obviously they're gonna be like some sort of murky green or something. I haven't figured that part out yet. And I gotta have the water. And I might have to have that background a little lighter the night to give it a little more contrast. I don't know yet. Let's work on the let's work on the colors I do know. Let's see. I want that dark, but I don't want it. I want this on his helmet here. I want it dark, but I don't want it as dark. Let's just go with this for now. And then it gets light. It's going to get lighter. It's going to get lighter as it goes up. I do not know. Let's see. What about this part of his mask? I guess it depends on where you click at here. That part of his mask is going to be lighter. There we go. And all this is going to be lighter. Really need to find out the color palette for the villain. I need to make him look. I don't like the dark. I need to make him look more. What if I can use that gray? Let me try it. Let me just play around with some more colors here. That might be that might be halfway decent, but it's got to be. I think it needs to be a little darker. Maybe just a little darker shade. That's not darker. There we go. Let me try this. Actually, I can. I'll make that darker. That might work. Figured out what these are. Just light. I haven't figured out a lot of stuff yet. Like what the hell I'm doing. Let's see. What's my? I keep looking back at the reference picture. So all the stuff on the outside of his torso is going to be darker. Not very efficient. I keep jumping around, but it's OCD, ADHD, or whatever. I don't know. One of the two. All right, let's see. Just start filling in crap. And I still need the vine. I still need to figure out like a color for the vines, which obviously they're going to be. I mean, they could be brown. I can make them like a. They don't have to be green. I can make them like greenish brown. But that makes sense. Yeah, it might. It's a swamp. I mean, what the hell, right? Let me do a layer for the. I'm just gonna start a layer for the vines. I'm just gonna call it vines. I'll put it down like where the. Let me experiment with some colors on that. That I can make it like. I mean, they can be like tree roots, kind of colored like a tree root in the swamp. How I'm going to do the color of the water. Then I'll have to do the moonlight reflecting on it. Oh boy. Yeah, let me select let me just for fun here, let me select one of the vines. What color? Would it make more sense to make them green or brown? Yeah, they can be kind of like tree roots. Haven't put a whole lot of thought into this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with brown. It'd be a better contrast. Nah, wrong layer. Got to go back to the original image. Now we go to vines, and then we go to our fill tool. Let's do more of his. Let's do more of his hand here, his arm. Yeah, I'm gonna color the entire front page, front cover and back. I have to get. I gotta get a somebody to draw a back cover. Then I'm gonna color that as well before I even start worrying about interiors. I haven't storyboarded anything yet for interiors. I started on the first page, like the splash page, but it's gonna be a long time down the road. Who cares? Hmm. don't know how else to do this. Like I said, if I had this in layers, it would be easier. This is the only way I know how to do this. I just don't want to color it by hand and then have to go back and erase everything because I don't have any reference layers. I can't set anything as reference layers, so who cares? Then I'll have to make a whole new layer for all the shading, which I haven't figured out yet. What time is it? Oh my God, it's almost midnight. You gotta be kidding me. I have to go back to work till Thursday morning though, so they gave us an extra 2 days off, but I was like, just give us the whole week off. To go back Thursday, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Of course, all oops, I did it again. Yeah, it's gonna take me forever to do this, but I don't care. Yeah, I think making the the vines or whatever you want to call them, the tree roots that are attacking the characters. Yeah, I think I'll make them brown. This tree back here will be tough. There's a lot of closed in line art. He did a detailed drawing. I think it'll look cool. Once it's all done, it'll look pretty cool. Right now, not so much, but just notice what is all this on the side here. Figure all that out. What is that by her? I mean, obviously that's like it's wrapped around her arm like a tentacle. I'll worry about that later. I just can't afford to hire if I'm going to afford to hire an artist with this detail. I'm not going to be able to afford to hire a colorer. I'm going to have to do it myself. Either that or leave the damn thing black and white, which is a possibility. It would save money. At least I have one issue that I have the color scheme, so which I was wanting to do with it. I was wanting to go with a different art style on the second issue anyway. Every issue is going to have a different look to it. Sounds good. Yeah. I wanted like a darker, more detailed look on the second issue. Let's see. Oh man, not gonna be able to do this much longer. If I click it here. Note there's a little bitty line there that's stopping it from doing the whole thing. Just want to double check that I'm coloring the right layer here. Yep. I'm definitely going to play around with more of a color scheme for the villain image. That gray might end up being a little darker. And the night sky might be just a little bit lighter. Because it is a full moon, right? So that's not really going to affect the sky, but then I'm going to have to make a somehow I'm going to have to do on all the lines of the trees here and his top of his head on his cloak. I'm going to have to make it glow like there's moonlight. Which I have no idea how to do. I'm going to have to learn. I'm going to have to learn on that one. That'll be a fun experiment to try to make happen. Yeah, I did it again. Keep forgetting to go back to the original image. There we go. Wonder if I can find a. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna look up I'm gonna look up Man Thing. That dealt with the swamp. That was Marvel's version of Swamp Thing. I'm gonna look at some of those issues. I know Mike Plug was the artist. I'm not sure. And then they relaunched it in the late '70s because I used to have a couple issues of it. Some of those were really good. Let's go to the original Man Thing. Yeah. We'll look at the original Man Thing really quick. Mike Plug. Yep. There's Gil Kane, Romita, Giacoa. He's the inker. I had a really cool issue, and I can't remember. Was it from the original Man Thing run, or was it from the? They relaunched it. It didn't sell that well, and then I don't think, and then they relaunched it like in 1980, and it didn't last very long. But I remember picking up a couple issues. I'll have to see. There was one issue that was really cool that I had. I might buy it. Here's a Man Thing number 9, September 1, 1974. He's fighting some sort of tree monster. That's cool. Wow. Let me see if I can't center that up a little bit. Marvel Comics. When Marvel Comics were actually good. Let me move some of this here. Death Watch. The most startling swamp creature of all. That's a cool cover. Mike Plug. He signed it right there on the side. Mike Plug. Wow. Frank Chiaramonte is the inker. Steve Gerber, of course, writes it. Yeah, I think this is the issue I had. I'm trying to think back. Yep, this is the issue I had. This is the one where the dog dies. Yep. Oh, I definitely have to get this. And I meant it. Get, you scroungy flea bag. Get. Man thing's watching all this stuff from this old lady. Shut up, you mangy mutt. And it's like her husband's best friend is this dog. I remember this issue. I had this issue as a back. I bought it as a back issue. I had like maybe 3 issues of Man Thing. Yeah, this is the one where that evil spirit keeps going from person to person, and Man Thing's just kind of taking it all in. There's that tree monster. And the tree monster grabs the dog, and his name is just Dog. Dawg. Yeah, this like mist, this red vapor mist goes this red vapor entity mist goes, and then it possesses this crocodile, and whatever it possesses turns evil, like it did the tree. It possessed the tree to come alive. I like the snake that's wrapped around. But I know at the end the dog ends up dying. Man Thing snaps the crocodile in two. That's awesome. Then there's a corpse, and then it possesses the corpse. Yeah, and then the undead. Oh man, look at that. I got to get this issue back. The dog is running. Yep. And then in the next issue, yeah, I had these back in like the early '80s. Then the next issue, the dog ends up dying. Nobody dies forever. What happened here? Hit the wrong button. Yep. Mike Plug. Wonder how much these go for. Probably not much. I'm gonna look it up. I don't want it on Kindle. I already have it. I'll look it up on eBay. Not gonna worry about it right now. All right. I like the like Medusa like creature. It's going after the dog, but Man Thing is protecting the dog and that man. Now it possesses his wife. It's there's that crazy red smoke again. Yeah, he finds the dog when he's a puppy. anything that anything that if you can experience fear, you burn at the touch of Man Thing. So yeah, the dog ends up dying. The dog saves the life of Zeke and his wife. Die, beast. The story is dedicated to the memory of Margot's Napoleon, Steve Gerber. So he wrote the story in honor of, I guess his wife had a dog that died. She was close to. All right. Well, I gotta get to bed. I will. Let me make sure I save my drawing here or my coloring. I made a little headway. A long way to go. A long way to go on this. And I got to figure out more colors and that background color.